Hey folks, how you doing? I'm out here checking on this big oak tree right there. See if it's dropping any acorns. I do see some on the ground, but they're older acorns. I can't really tell if there's any up in the trees. Should have probably brought some binoculars. But there's a bunch on the ground right here. I'll show you those in a second, but it's getting closer. That's 15th of September today. And deer season starts in October, end of October, up here in Maine for rifle. It is archery season now, or at least I think it's extended archery season or it's the full archery season now. But it's a nice little brisk deal in the air today, and it's getting me all excited. So I'm up my four-wheeler, you tell, taking a little ride, just doing a little checkup on some things. Look at these. Let me show you these acorns here. See, there's a few acorns in the ground there, but they're older acorns. They got kind of green on them. More over here, and something's been eating them. This is the big old tree. Been keeping an eye on this for the last couple of years, and that's the most acorns I've seen on the ground here. So, I don't know. See a dead branch up there too. I'm trying to keep an eye. This is a great place to, if you know that acorns are dropping, which there are a bunch on the ground, it's a good place to watch. But it's real thick in here. My plan depends on the wind though, because I think the wind comes from this direction here and blows this way. So it's smarter for me to sit down this way probably to try and watch this tree. But there's not a lot of places to sit. Maybe in the woods right in here. Just off of that trail I came from. See a little high ground right there. To sit there and watch this area. But probably be smart trying to trim up some of these little spruce trees or pine and spruce trees here, but it's not my property, so can't really do that. But there are some acorns on the ground. Much more there. Good possibility for deer season. That looks cool. I was just creeping through the woods here, coming to this swamp, and saw a doe in the woods. She was about 50 feet in the woods. She was just standing there watching me drive by, and lost sight of her as I went past. I don't know if she trotted off or what, but it's cool seeing a deer. She just watched me go right by. She assumed I didn't see her. So I just kept moving so she wouldn't freak out on me. But I'm out here, just sitting out here. Trying to get a little sunshine and air. We got that Hurricane Lee coming in tonight into tomorrow, so I wanted to get out. Get the four-wheeler running for a little bit, and then, I'm going to move my truck in a different position and stuff, and see how that hurricane goes tomorrow. Trying to keep the wheeler and the truck out of the way of trees and stuff. Suppose that's coming from the northeast, so just got to pay attention to which way the wind's blowing and what could be blowing into things. But always something. Mother Nature. I'm gonna be quiet here and sit for a little while and see what I see. thing I noticed that the older you get, the more you pay attention to things. And I've just been going really slow down this trail and looking for oak leaves to see how many oak trees are here. There's a lot more than I thought, but a lot of them are small. They're only about that big around. They're right along the edges of these roads, these trails. So if you find a big one, just dropping acorns, you're in pretty good shape. As long as they're dropping acorns and there's enough on the ground, the bigger ones will hold, be more on the ground, obviously. So it's gotta observe, look for food, especially that kind of food for late season, because that's what they're gonna be keying in on during deer season. Most everything else, all the greenery will be gone. So I'm not gonna need high carbs, something for energy, stay warm though. Cooler weather, just like us, you are not quite so used to that cool weather, so you need to increase your caloric calories, stay warm. Right about this time of year too, I start sitting outside a lot, because the air is cooling down, trying to get acclimated to the colder weather. So when it's deer season, it's not quite a shock to you, and doesn't take you quite so long to get used to it, and need all kinds of extra layers just to stay warm. Just like at the end of winter time, by the end of winter time, you're kind of acclimated to that colder weather, so you don't need the jacket so much or so many layers because you're used to it, as opposed to right when deer season starts, you usually bundle right up to the point you can barely move, just trying to stay warm because you're so used to that summer weather, and it changes real quick in Maine. It's like one day it's 80, the next day it's 40. It's a big change. Takes a little bit to get used to. Yeah, so I'm just creepy crawling along looking for food for the deer that I can key in on late October, early November to mid-November. Trying to find that food that they'll be looking for. And hopefully I can keep finding some more. This is just one little spot, one little area that I hunt right across the road from the house, but many other places. I had to freshen my brain up on food that they eat too, and try and find I'm trying to look for a good book if anybody knows one, some northeast vegetation, so I can educate myself, and as well everybody else should do the same. If you want to be a good hunter, always educate yourself and try and find out what they eat and what's good for them and where they eat it and what time of year will it be out and out for them to eat. So it's always good to try. Heard something over there. Oh, let me shut the phone off and be quiet for a little bit and see if something shows up. Right down there is where another swamp is. Drive right through that one. I just heard something in here somewhere. The swamp goes down this way and heads down to the swamp I was just in. another place I like to sit. See that big rock? I usually sit right over to the right, over in here, and watch across this trail into there. But behind me I found another trail that crosses, so I may try and set up just a little bit further down here. See what I can see. Down in there's another trail. Goes into this way, coming out of a skidder trail. A lot more cedar up this way. Probably good later in the season. There's a lot of blowdowns and stuff over there. I'm gonna try and make a natural ground blind. A bunch of fallen trees. I sat out there, but I was kind of not quite in the open. I was behind a log, but I need to have something to lean on. Be a lot more comfortable. That's one of the keys about sitting somewhere. Try and be as comfortable as you possibly can. That way you don't move. I think movement is one of the worst things. Movement and your scent, obviously, but always trying to pay attention to scent. Takes a lot of practice to get your movement straightened out. Just use your eyes, not your head and your arms and hands and everything. Just slowly move your eyes. And if you have to move your head, move it real slow. Don't yank or jerk it or anything. Very slow motion. Well, I'm gonna take a walk over in there, I think. See if I can get a bunch of deadfall to make a natural ground blind. Let's go see. Okay, just got a new natural ground blind started here. I really sit lean against those trees right in this corner. I put all this stuff here just now to try and break up my outline a little bit. So I watch that way. I can watch in here. And you can see where the four-wheeler is. That's the trail that goes this way. Goes down that way. Comes through here. Goes that way. But also there's a V where it goes off the trail and goes to the right, goes down in there for a trail. So it's like a little intersection here that I watch. I usually put some some kind of a scent wicks right on the trees just across the trail and watch this area. So I've put all that stuff in. I'll sit over here and watch from this way out, trying to break up all the little pieces of broken branches around so it's quieter getting in here, and I put it all on this little pile to break up my outline. But that's all you got to do for a little natural ground blind. I thought about putting a tree stand in here, but when you look, there's too many branches at low levels, so you'd be shooting through too much. Because I thought about putting, a stand on this broken cedar and watch down into here, but there's a lot of beech trees in there and some, let's see here, hemlock and spruce. Got low-lying branches, so it's better to stay low like this, below the canopy. And I'll shoot in there. That much water, and that puddle has never been there before. So there could be a drinking place for him as well. Just gotta figure out where to put that four-wheeler. It's out of the way and out of harm's way from people messing with it. That's what I worry about more than anything. People messing with my four-wheeler. Just can't trust people anymore. The leaves are coming down. Getting excited. Hopefully this one will prove me well. I usually hunt out here with my 30-30. See what happens. Okay, right there is a natural ground blind I just mixed up. I've got a hurricane coming in tonight into tomorrow, so I don't know if it'll get destroyed or what, we'll see. But and right before deer season, or even the day of, I may clip a couple of these spruce boughs, put them right in on top of that just to break me up a little bit more. But I sit right behind that blowdown and lean against those trees right there. Zoom in on it for you. Yep. So that might work out all right. And I'll show you right down here. It's a skidder trail. Like deer come through here, go down this way. They veer off the trail going that way sometimes, or they'll keep going down the trail this way. But I usually put a scent work or two right out in these trees here to try and get them to stop right in my view. There's been a lot of deer sign in here last couple of years, and I had moose and deer and bear tracks and on trail camera here, but I don't see much for tracks right now. But they don't have to do a lot of travel on to eat. And this is a good fall travel corridor for them. They have traveled to the fields that are down this way to feed at night, but they bed in up through here, going that way towards the swamps. It's a tactic to try. Well, that's the natural ground blind. Hopefully it'll do me well for 30-30. We'll try. Well, made it back to the house. Get my truck situated where I want it. The four-wheeler situated. Try to get it away from that maple tree right there, because that's the direction the wind's going to be going. It's going to be coming up the driveway and heading right that way. So keep it out of the way of that tree, but there's more trees there, so who knows. Plus I got it aiming back down, so the whatever rain goes in, it'll go downhill through the tailgate and right back out again instead of pooling up in the truck. We'll see. Maybe I'll get you some footage outside the window when the hurricane shows. But that's Hurricane Lee coming later on tonight into tomorrow, most all day tomorrow, which is Saturday the 16th. Well, we'll see. I appreciate y'all watching, and I'll try and get some footage for you. Here's our Hurricane Lee. It's still early. What is it? Almost 9 a.m. Got a ways before it's done. I think it's supposed to go till 9 p.m. roughly. So. Get some pretty windy time. Slows down a little bit and then picks up. Hurricane Lee, it's just 9 a.m. right now. Let's get worse. We're supposed to get a couple inches of rain today and up to possibly 40 to 50 mile an hour winds, I think, maybe. Who knows? So far, so good. Not too bad right now. Still got power. Trying to wait for a big gust for you, but usually right when I turn the phone off is when the gusts show up. That's what just happened a minute ago. I was just trying to film and figured that was good, and then I shut it off and a big giant gust came over and started whipping these trees all over the place. But yeah, we're surviving. Thanks again for watching, everybody.